New at 11, cracking down on blighted properties. Tonight, the 9 on Your Side I-Team findings on a new push to enforce chronic violators to make improvements. And
9 on Your Side reporter Tom McKee investigates the problem, and he reports on the number of solutions already in the works.
There are more than 11,000 work orders pending right now against property owners in the city of Cincinnati, many of them right here in Mount Auburn. Now, the worst offenders, well, they ignore the orders and the properties remain an eyesore. So what's the solution? Irene Hawkins has lived on Kinsey Avenue for 14 years and takes great pride in the appearance of her Mount Auburn house.
We pay taxes and we keep our homes up.
But when she looks across the street, this is what she sees: an abandoned house with junk on the porch, peeling paint, and an overgrown backyard.
I feel like, in a sense, we're being penalized because our properties go down when you have properties that are not kept up.
The blight issue is often traced to a small number of chronic offenders, some who live out of town and ignore fix-it orders.
These are people that don't care or don't have an interest in fixing them up.
Dan Schimberg heads Uptown Rental Properties and has a new idea to force owners to clean up their blight.
The property tax rate that you and I pay would be increased if you or I had outstanding orders for a certain amount of time.
Irene Hawkins gives that a thumbs up.
I think that would be fair.
Lots of people are sprucing up homes all over Mount Auburn. That includes Shannon Carr, who owns one house on Burnett Avenue and formed a nonprofit to rehab another. She has lots of questions about the Schimberg plan.
I still have code violations as well, and I'm looking for funding to take care of my code violations. So raising my taxes is not going to help me.
What about chronic offenders?
If people are out of state, yes, let's put a tax on them.
But Charles Tassel says, hold on a minute.
There's all sorts of problems with this, especially from equal taxation perspective.
Tassel is with the Greater Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Apartment Association. He says the key is stepped up enforcement of existing laws with a housing court.
That's taking it to the next step outside of building inspections over to the law departments. And the law departments are the ones who have to step up the enforcement.
No argument from Council's Law and Public Safety Committee, which already handles many nuisance cases. But member Kevin Flynn says they can only go so far.
Then you have a dedicated judge, a dedicated court that can handle municipal level violations, common pleas level violations.
Mayor John Cranley has already announced he's going to make housing court a priority during his second term, which begins January 2nd. Tom McKee, 9 on Your Side, Mount Auburn.
We have complete coverage on our multiple platforms for you. On WCPO.com, you can actually see the pros and cons to charging higher taxes on those blighted properties.